It's almost 11 and whatnot. So, man, today was great. Beautiful Monday. Just another great launching point for the week, and excited to see different things that are taking place for good friends that I know. One, I do want to give a shout out, and that's Dr. G, Garrett Goggins. I've had him on live streams a couple times. He's been on the Dreamer Cypher. So he is a regular on the things that I do within social media, but I want to give him a shout out. He has launched his program, but he also has an offer right now. And as a coach, coaches need coaches. Garrett's a great friend of mine, somebody that I'll lean into and really just bounce ideas off of and have that aspect of somebody that's the coach and they're coaching me with different things and whatnot. But I did put out a post saying that because of everything that's going on, he called off the mindset engineer, which was something that we came up together with. But he is giving away a free month of coach. And so if you're interested in that, reach out to Dr. G. I've posted that on my Facebook in regards with the link to what he shared with his propulsion program. So I highly suggest going and checking them out. If you are that needs help with your mindset, you feel as you're stuck, you just don't know what to do, or you know what to do, but you have so much going on, because the beautiful thing that happens in society and today is so much information. We inundate ourselves because of how much information we take on. So why not have somebody that's there for you, somebody in your corner that's going to help draw this out, to extract it and really find out ways for that they're working with you to spotlight and see what's best for you. But ultimately, that's where you got to make the decision, because I've talked about it, and it's the fact that you are the hero of, you know what's best, but sometimes you just got to have that help to extract it, and you've got to have somebody in your corner to do it. So I highly suggest talking to Dr. G with Garrett and just sitting down and taking him up. He had a 30-minute discovery call just to make sure that you're both, him and you, talking to him. And then it was funny because I went to a networking event this morning, one that I normally frequent, but usually Mondays I'm busy and whatnot, so the first time going back. But the one thing I had brought up, and I've shared this quite a few times, is with business owners, entrepreneurs. A lot of individuals out of space aren't taking advantage of social media. And we still have this adage, a lot of people come to subscribe to it, and for whatever reason, we're like, we got to separate business and real life. It's like, fuck that shit. Like people want to know who you are. People really want to get to that point of knowing who you are, because too many people will put up this front and say, well, here's a business. I see it with a lot of real estate agents. They're like, hey, here's the information for this. And it's like, okay, cool. But as a real estate else, because the shocking stat that I saw today from a real estate agent was, it's like 282 active lists with homes and whatnot in all price ranges. So, all right, that's cool. All real estate agents have that information and can share it, but what makes you different than John or Sally down the road? Like, what is it about you that is your story and really is what drives you? Because this is the thing, business can be imitated all the time, but what's going to separate you and your business from everybody else is that you have that story that drives what you do, the reason that you do it, the challenges that you've overcome, the obstacles that you've overcome. And then it comes into the play also of the wins that you've had with clients that you're working with. Share those wins, but also share the challenges. Maybe you've been working with against challenges after challenges, but what are you doing with that client that you're working with to overcome that together? How are you helping them to climb that mountain, to overcome the challenges? What separates you? What really drives you? What's your heart? What's your spirit? What's your passion? Anything like that that's going to help you out. And so today went through a 7-day challenge for building a coaching business. And so it was interesting because within the first day of the challenge, there was a quote, and Rob Dials, that's running this challenge, actually went down to that he had, what was it, about a year ago? Actually, no, it was almost 2 years ago, because I was still doing it when I went on my trip to Mexico. And I had gone 60 days without drinking alcohol and went to an all-inclusive resort. And yeah, that was a good call. That was part of the all-inclusive package in the challenge, so I didn't do it. But Rob Dow is an individual that I follow, great information and whatnot. But a quote that really stuck out was, the best teachers are still learning, and the best healers are still healing. So think of that. The people that you're surrounding yourself with, the individuals that you're looking at as a individual that maybe is a coach, are they a teacher that's still learning? Are they in student mode, and are they going out and still learning? Or have they gotten to the point where they're like, I know everything I need to go learn, blah, 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 whatever it is. So you know that this person may be stagnant. And so if you're not in a continual learning mode and you're not going out there to learn, you're either growing or you're dying. And so if you've stopped learning and you've cut that off, you're dying. You're being stagnant, you're plateaued. And so it's one of those things. And then when you still healing, man, individuals that are going through the shit and are just a couple steps ahead of somebody else are a great individual to be around, because they're just a couple steps ahead. They're going through that healing process and they're still healing. And so as long as they've done growth for themselves, they worked on them, then they can go through and be present, and they can get out of bed and function on a daily basis. That's somebody that lean into, which is that kind of aspect. You're like, why would I want, if somebody's still healing, why would I want to work with them? Well, guess what? They're going through this. So what about if you're still healing? Are you struggling, and are you trying to do this by yourself? Or do you need to find that tribe, find that individual that you can lean into that can help you out, even if they're just a couple steps ahead of you? And so based on thinking about that, it's funny because Danielle McCarthy, who has been on the live stream a couple times, I've had her on podcast, actually both podcasts, for the High School and Beyond podcast and the Journey Beyond Divorce podcast. She had taught financial pieces, but today she was given an education piece for business. And she was the fact that when you're planning out your day, you're planning out the week, one thing you need to plan, and the first thing you need to plan is out your rest. And it's one of those things you think about, you're like, why am I going to plan my rest? Like, I'm going to go to bed at midnight, get up at 5. But she said that a lot of times people plan out their time and they'll be sitting there and be like, man, like, I should be busy. And so we as individuals will try to cram more shit in there. Time to rest and relax and recharge and let our mind kind of simmer and expand and think about different things, focus on different, get into our genius zone. And it's funny because it's counterintuitive. We as American society, we're so going on go, 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 go. If we're not busy, we're not doing what we need to. And sometimes you just got to take a step back. But when I heard that fact, and she's like, yeah, you just got to plan in your rest time. It's one of those things that when you hear, you're like, no way, this is not right. Why would I want to plan my rest time in? Well, she had brought up the fact that you give your kids time, your kids time when they need to rest. So why wouldn't you do it for yourself? Oh, it's because you're an adult. and you control everything. Well, one of those things that's for your mind and your body, especially your mind, is sleep, is rest. And for me, it's one of those things that it's almost 7 o'clock and I'm still up doing this. But I tell people, for me, it's that creative piece too. Like, my creativity really kicks in at this time at night. I don't know why. It just all of a sudden, bam, here we go. And sometimes it's just because I've gotten time to sit and relax and let things simmer and whatnot. But I have received another book from my mom. Shout out to my mom. So this is another book that's starting, and it's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murray, PhD, and then some other alphabet soup here, DD. But this is a book here. So can't really, there we go. I have to get it off. But I was kind of going through it, and one of the chapters in here is scientists use the subconscious mind. And it's one of those things that it's unique in regards to and whatnot. And let me see something here. So this is interesting, and this was something that last week we had Titus on the Dreamer Cipher, and he was talking about the fact that we've gotten to the point where we believe we have this idea that it takes 10,000 hours. We have this idea that it's going to take a long time to accomplish something. And so I've heard it spoken before that if you think that way and you keep saying it, then yeah, it's going to take 10,000 hours to become a master of whatever. And the thing that we run into is everybody has this belief that it's 10,000 hours to become an expert in whatever. And it's because it's this paradigm that's been pushed down from generation to generation, from person to person, from friend to friend. And so it's powerful when you really think about that, and you're like, man, because of this thought, we don't step in and we're like, no, screw that shit. Like, I will get this down quickly. No, it's good. 10,000 hours. But in the book here, let me see. You delay the answers by thinking it will take a long time or that it is a major problem. Your conscious has no problem. It knows only the answer. And so if you keep putting it out there, you're like, oh, this is going to take forever. This is going to take a long time. Blah, 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 yada, 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 whatever you're telling yourself, that's what you're feeding from your conscious mind into your subconscious mind. So as you're feeding it, your subconscious mind is going to give you the answers to what you're feeding it. So if you're saying it's going to take a long time, it's going to take 10,000 hours, well, there you go. That's what's going to be put out. You're going to find answers. Your subconscious is going to find that piece and whatnot. And so it's just one of those things. It's a shift. It's a paradigm change. It's how we view things, and just really how we take things in and whatnot. But I think it's the fact that, let me see. It's oh man. And so looking back here, I was looking at my notes with the course that I'm taking, just the 7-day course and whatnot. And Rob actually had brought up, in a lot of times people are running away from a situation because they're scared of getting their insecurities poked by somebody else. And so think about that. A lot of times we don't show up and play big because people are holding themselves back because they're scared. They're scared of somebody poking their insecurities, and then it opens up the doorway, and then they start being sad, and it's all this craziness. So they don't show up and they don't play big, because if they don't show up and they don't play big, there's no way that somebody can come and poke holes and whatnot. Like, they don't have to worry about their insecurities being brought up. It's the reason they don't go after big things, because it keeps them from being looked at, from being judged. And then the other thing that was brought up was, are you doing things on self or on purpose? And so on self, it's you're focusing on yourself. And so it goes to the fact that you're being selfish. And I've talked about this before, and it may blow some people up. It may make people mad and whatnot. But when you have a purpose in life, but you're on self, you've got the spotlight on yourself, and you're worried about what other people are thinking, you're worried about what other people are going to say, you're being selfish. You're not playing big. You're not showing up. You're not doing what you need to. You're not fulfilling your purpose because you're worried about other people. And so it also comes down to the fact that maybe you want to start that business, but you're like, man, I don't have a website. I can't because I don't have a logo. I can't because I don't have the proper typeface. I don't have the proper text. Screw that shit. That stuff's going to come. But the reason you're bringing that up, you're creating a barrier so you don't have to worry about getting the judgment piece. You don't have to worry about going out there and having things poked and having holes poked and whatnot. When you're on purpose, you're living your purpose and you're going out and pushing despite the challenges. You're going out there and you're pushing and you're fulfilling your purpose, whatever that is, and you're doing it regardless of what people think. The sad thing that we really see is that our closest friends and our family really are the worst individuals when it comes to the support factor. Because you got to think, you got close friends, your family, people know who you are. And so when you have this passion, when you have this drive, people already have this preconceived notion of who you are because of them building it. And so when you're like, I'm going to go become a motivational speaker, and you've never been that person, you've always been an introvert, you've never stood up and talked and whatnot, people are like, you're crazy, you ain't going to do it because that's not you. And so now you're on self instead of being on purpose. It's just very, very different things to do a deep dive on and change your paradigm and change how you see stuff. But it also goes into play when you start changing your paradigm, your belief, and your start questioning your limiting beliefs. You're getting to the point that this comfort zone that's been created, you're getting to that wall and you're getting to the boundary. And what's on the other side, you don't know what's on the other side. So it can be scary. And a lot of people don't do it because they're like, shit, forget this. I love being comfortable. I love the status quo. I love just being here. It's comfortable and I know it. And so there's nothing that can go wrong because I know it. And it's like, well, if you want to live your best life, you better bust through the damn comfort zone, through these walls, and get on the other side. But that's where it comes into the point too, the importance of a coach and having somebody that's there that can give you the space, that can create a non-judgmental zone for you as an individual. Because the thing is, we're all humans. We're all going through some shit. And the fact that we've got to get to the point where we can create a safe space for individuals, create a spot of non-judgment. Because if you're judging somebody else, you've got shit that you got to work on yourself. So why are you judging other people? It makes no sense whatsoever. But it's the fact that sometimes we're judging people because we're pushing stuff out from ourselves onto other people. And then it's showing up and it's a mirror being held up in our face. And so you've got to look and be like, okay, am I judging this person because there's something that I need to work on? Is there something that is showing up that is kind of punching me in the face and saying, hey, wake up. Look, this is what you need to work on. This is something that is holding you back. It's a hindrance. And so you've got to change that projection point. But as you're doing that work, it is work. And so if you're trying to get to that point, just know that you're having to reestablish, you're having to break down habits that you may have developed. And so it's one of these things that it can take some time. How quick it happens, it depends on what you're speaking, how you're seeing things, your lens and whatnot. But you've got to readjust this habit. And so if as you're changing that habit muscle, it takes time. And so it's like going to the gym. You're not going to see results in one day. It's going to take time. And so slowly changing your mindset, seeing how you see things, slowly doing some different things and changing those pieces. changing whatever it is. And so this also goes into your story. You need to probably change your story. You probably have this story that's been developed and it's by somebody else's rule book, somebody else's instruction booklet, somebody else's view that's been stuffed in your head. And so it's hardwired into your thought process. And so you've got to go in there and tear the damn shit out and start rewiring it, start looking, start reading that instruction booklet that was there and say, screw this, throw that shit out and let's go. Start reformatting whatever you need to do. And so that's up to you. You are the hero of your own life. This is your hero's journey. You've got to go through that. But you're going to you need those other individuals that are there with you to support you, to be there for you, but they can't go fight the battle for you. You've got to go fight this battle yourself. You've got to go slay the dragon, get through that, come back with bruises, bumps, burnt up, the scars, the claw marks, whatever it is. Come back a different person, come back changed because you went and slayed that dragon. Yeah, it's going to be fun because you're going to get beat up maybe. You're going to have to deal with the mindset piece. You're going to have to deal with that stupid little voice in your head that says you can't do it. And you're like, okay, come here. If I can rip you out of my head and throw you to the dragon, I'll let the freaking dragon eat you. And there you go. Peace later. Go do and whatnot. But it comes down to the fact, if you've got anything, if you've got questions, you've got desires, you've got these ideas, and you just don't know how to get there, reach out to myself. Send me a private message. Send me an email. Reach out to Patrick. Send us a message on the Two Native Sons Facebook page, on Instagram, on Twitch, on YouTube, whatever it is, or go comment on one of our posts. Figure something out. Or go reach out to other individuals. Reach out to Dr. G. Reach out to Doug Brown, because I know Doug Brown's been on a couple different videos, has been vocal, gave his opinion, how he sees things, and really is interactive and whatnot. But find these individuals. There's individuals that I know. And so that was the one thing that I was talking to Garrett tonight. As a coach, as you're building, you may not fit everybody. And so the beautiful thing is, as coaches, if you've got a good coach and they're building relationships with other coaches, they may not fit you. And so instead of throwing you to the road and saying, peace, I don't know what to do. No, we may not fit together, but I got somebody that I trust, I've got a great relationship with. Here, go talk to them. Or some people just get very, very busy and maybe they don't have the time, or they just don't have the energy because they have so much going on. So having those relationships with another coach, you can be like, hey, I can't service you. I can't meet your needs. I can't help you out, but here's somebody that I know, like, and trust, that I highly suggest you go talk to, that I highly suggest that you go build a relationship with. And so that's the thing when I look at it, when it comes to Dr. G with Garrett. That's one person that I highly trust, that maybe I can't serve you or I can't help you out, but here, let me get you to somebody else that I know and trust, and I know their heart is in the right place and they're driven to really see you succeed as an individual, and they're driven relationships that they build with you to reach those goals, whatever it is. So I'm going to highly trust this process of being able to get you to somebody else that serve you, that can meet your needs because of XYZ, whatever it is and whatnot. And so I think that's one of the things that I look at really separates myself from a lot of different individuals, is because I'm not scared. I can't take everybody on. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So cool, here we go. Let me help you out and get you to somebody else. Let me connect you with somebody else that can suit who you are, that can meet your needs, help you connect, help you do whatever. So, but like I said, if you got any questions, hit me up. But when it comes to what we're trying to do, myself and Patrick with Two Native Sons, all we ask is that you go. For some reason, Facebook has eaten our invites button on our Two Native Sons. I don't know why. So go like, go subscribe, go follow the Facebook page for Two Native Sons. Go find the YouTube channel for Two Native Sons. Go like, subscribe, follow. And then for Twitch, if you're on Twitch, go find the Two Native Sons. Help us build that community. Help us build that platform, because ultimately that's another avenue that, as it grows and it gets bigger, that allows us to increase our reach, to reach more people, to help more people out, to help these small business owners come and be able to share their story and get their message out and connect with more people. Because as the community that we're building grows and gets larger, that's more people that we can allow these individuals to connect with, to go build these relationships with, and get in front of people that may never have heard about these individuals. So it's a beautiful thing by building that community to help other people out. Through the building that we've done, building that community, we can leverage the community that we have and get them to help other people out, to connect with other people. So that's all we ask, is that you go like, subscribe, follow the different channels, follow the YouTube channels. One of the goals that I have for the YouTube channel is to grow it to have 100,000 subscribers, which is not that hard. Very easy, because I'm always asking, hey, go check it out, go like, subscribe, follow, and whatnot. So other than that, appreciate you guys' support. As I asked too, so as you're watching this, hashtag replay if you're watching on the replay. But any aha moments that you took away, anything that resonated, anything that really stuck out, would love to hear your comment. Would love to hear what came up, what resonated with you, that aha moment that really stuck with you. But the other flip side too is, along with that stuff, if there's stuff that I shared and talked about that you're like, this is crazy, or no, this is how I see it, share that too. I would love to see your opinion, love to hear your opinion, and see how you're viewing the world, see how you're viewing this aspect. There may be something that I've talked about and I see it this way, but you see it another way. Would love to hear that, because that's the beauty of being a human. Everybody's got their own opinions. Everybody has their lenses that they work at life through. And it's the beauty aspect of coming together and being able to see the differences in opinions of other people, respect each other, and understand that, hey, there may be something that this person's seeing life through, and maybe I haven't thought about it before. So that may be something that, oh man, that could be something that potentially could be, maybe it's not something I'm searching for, but it could be that nugget that I could add and just end up opening up another door. I just never know. But until you share that, we just never know. So share away. I'd love to hear your opinion, your ideas, your facts, whatever it is, to grow and just become a more well-rounded individual as best as I can. So other than that, again, thank you guys for your support. Truly support everybody that, or truly support, truly, yeah, well, we support everyone that we support us, and love the opportunity to be able to impact and provide the value, the information, pass that on. But for myself and Patrick with Two Native Sons, we truly do thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for showing up and being there for us, allowing us to be part of your life and impact you. So other than that, you guys have a great night. I'll catch you guys later. Love you. Peace.